Cancer, and welcome to your reading for February the 3rd through February the 9th. This is for Cancer. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information do you have for Cancer for February the 3rd through February the 9th? Guys, this reading is for the collective. Take what resonates and leave the rest. If you would like a personal reading, please click on this link, which will take you to my website. You can see the kind of readings that I offer. Okay, let's do 3 cards for Cancer. Three cards for Cancer, please. 1, 2 more cards for Cancer. 2, 3. Okay. Oh, there's crossover here, guys. So check out your sun, moon, and rising. Listen, sometimes it takes me a minute to get all the links up, so check back. And you can always look at the end of every video, I have a link to the month's readings, so you can check out, click on one of those and all the readings will be in that, up to your sign anyway, at the very least in the beginning. Okay, these are clarifying cards for Cancer. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Cancer through these clarifying cards for February the 3rd through the 9th? Please clarify. There it is. Please clarify. There it is. Please clarify the ones. Please clarify. Wow, okay, hang on. Please clarify. Too many cards came out there. Way too many, sorry. Okay. Oh, I'm going to put that one because it was the only one up. A lot of them came out, but one was up. And what a good one that was. Okay, so Cancer, take a look at your cards. Okay, so the first card out for you is the 9 of Swords, clarified by the 3 of Cups. Then you have the Hierophant, or the High Priest in this deck, clarified by the 10 of Swords. Then you have the Queen of Wands, clarified by the 10 of Cups. Okay, Cancer, the first card out for you is the 9 of Swords, and the 9 of Swords is worry. It's about being in your head. It's worrying about everything. It's sleepless nights. It's going over, the worst case scenario. And it's thinking about what's the worst thing that can happen instead. So it's actually being mired in the problem. So when you start thinking about the solution, about how you can get out of this situation or whatever you're worrying about, is when you empower yourself, and then you're focusing on the solution as opposed to the problem, right? So this is just mired in the problem. It's about going down the rabbit hole. Meditation can stop you from being in your head and worrying about, look, worrying has never solved anything. Like, if you don't have enough money to pay the bills, worrying's not going to get you paying the bills. But brainstorming on how you can earn the money to pay the bills, what actions you can take, that is empowering, right? And then you're no longer like, oh my God, what if I can't pay the bills? What if I don't get that job? What if I don't get that house? What if I don't get the apartment? What if I... what if this is going to happen? I'll be homeless, or I'll be starving, or whatever it is for you, right? So worrying it's a waste of energy. Stop worrying and start planning. Your next move is the best thing. And look, here you have clarifying the 9 of Swords is the Three of Cups, and Three of Cups is celebrate. Da, da. So listen, perhaps you've lost a job, or something's, your situation or finances have changed in some way, and you are worried. And right now you're fine, right? So this is saying, celebrate the magic in every moment. Celebrate what's going on with you right now. Come out of this energy and look at the silver lining in this cloud. This is going to give you a little time, perhaps, to get things together in some other way. It reminds me of when I was laid off at work, basically fired, and I was given some money in it as a severance, as a severance package. And that enabled me to have this time where I could change things, get a new place to live, get a new job, it gave me time, and that money helped me. And I got out of a situation and into a better situation. So, things change. But remember to celebrate. And the next card out is the High Priest. And this is known as the Hierophant in other decks. So this is about trusting and having faith in God, in Source, in the universe, whatever you call your deity, or your belief system. Have trust and faith that things are happening just the way they're meant to. And I feel that you have, clarifying this, what you've been betrayed somehow. You felt betrayed. This is like being stabbed in the back. So you didn't kind of see it coming. Sometimes it kind of happens really fast. It can be, is somebody who's a friend. You could have lost a job because of this person, whatever it is, or somebody, somebody said something to your lover, betrayed you in some way, and that. So what this is saying is that this pain, don't stay in this pain. It's much like don't stay in this pain, right? It's the same kind of thing. You need to be, see, there's a reason that whatever you're worrying about has changed. This is really cause for celebration. If you could see into the future, you'd be celebrating this change right now instead of worrying about it. This is going to bring you to another place, what this situation is. And you need to understand that whatever has happened, this could be somebody who's betrayed you, but perhaps they signed a contract in, with the Galactic Council, and they came back for another lifetime to betray you so that you can move on from something or learn from it and grow on this physical journey. Just know that this is going. This has happened for a reason, and trust. Have faith that everything's going to be okay, because everything will be okay. Look, you have the Queen of Wands, and don't underestimate yourself, Cancer. You're going to get through this with flying colors. Focus on your confidence, on your self-esteem. Have this time to really build your character and your self-esteem and your self-worth. And she's the hostess with the mostest. She's a great mother. She's a great wife. She's an incredible businesswoman, the executive. She can do everything. And she's saying, become her. You can do everything. You have the energy. You can go out. You can meet new people, helpful people. You can network, socialize. You're going to meet helpful people. Don't underestimate yourself. You're going to get out of this, and you are going to flourish. You're going to triumph, because the next card is the 10 of Cups. This is all your emotion emotional and physical needs being met, happy families. You're going to reach, I always think of this card as Nirvana, right? This is like lovely energy. This is the happy ending. So yes, there's turmoil, but don't waste your energy worrying. Really don't. Try to bring yourself back into the moment every time you go down the rabbit hole, you start thinking of the worst case scenario. Don't allow yourself to go there, because our tendency is to go there, right? Fear. Come out of that fear. You've not been brought this far to fall flat on your face. Get up. Things are going to change for you for the better, Cancer. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like and share and comment. I live for comments and feedback. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and stay tuned for the astrology report coming up next. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you on the other side. Hello, I'm really glad you stayed to listen to the astrology report and to see what's happening in the celestial sky this week, and what a celestial sky we have. Now, on Monday, February the 3rd, Mercury moves into Pisces. Now, Mercury is the planet of communication, intellect, logic, details, right? Facts. And Pisces is quite the opposite to that. Pisces is like creative and dreamy and romantic and poetic. So Mercury in Pisces is thought to be in detriment, and that means at its weakest power. But what Mercury in Pisces does is it gives insight. So the conversations are more pleasant, and it gives insight into somebody's mood, and you can avoid confrontation, and you can have pleasantries, pleasant conversations, sweet, romantic, almost poetic in nature. So it's a wonderful way of communicating and of seeing into somebody's mood and being able to direct a conversation or ideas around that. And it's kind of visionary too, because you can have brilliant ideas on these daydreams. You know, the thing is it's really, it is not detail oriented. So when Mercury is in Pisces, for me, I can go off on tangents, and I put little alarms on my phone to bring me back into the moment, particularly when I need to take care of things, because you can kind of get lost on social media, lose track of time. It's that kind of energy. Now we move on to Friday, February the 7th, and Venus moves into Aries. Now, Venus has been in Pisces, where it's exalted, where it's the strongest, it can express itself. She can express herself fully, Venus can, right? And think of her in Pisces in this long, flowing chiffon, willowy, romantic gown, right? Blowing in the wind. And then she moves into Aries, and suddenly she's in a rubber red dress and garter belt and stockings and perhaps a whip in her hand. High heels. She's very, aggressive, assertive. She goes after what she wants and she gets it. Venus in Aries is the initiator. So, some of her a male energy comes out and she goes after what she wants. So it's very kind of, think of Mars. It's very kind of sexual, sensual energy. And then on Sunday, February the 8th or 9th, right, depending on where you are, you're going to see this beautiful full moon on the 8th, and it is going to peak at 2:33 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's going to be in the morning, in Europe, and it's going to be earlier, late in the evening in California on the, on the Pacific Standard Time. So this is a full moon in Leo. Now, full moons are when the moon and the sun are opposite each other, right? So this is, think of, this is about courage. It's about being heart-centered. It's interesting, right? Because the sun is in Aquarius and the moon is in Leo. And at the same time as this beautiful full moon at 20 degrees Leo, it's also right next to a fixed star, which is very kind of Mars-like, and it is trining, the moon is trining Mars. So this brings passion, vigor, energy, sensuality, chemistry. It is, Leo is in the house of romance, fun, excitement, and children and family too. So that you get all this energy and this vigor into these relationships, but it's also about helping others, this moon. Now, I will just say that full moons are always kind of a culmination and a releasing, right? They're whatever you've kind of started, good or bad, in the new moon, then it comes to fruition in the full moon. So sometimes where this full moon lands in your chart depends on which area of life it affects. And that brings me to my Facebook group, guys. It's a private Facebook group. And every 2 weeks, we look at the new moon or the full moon, respectively, and we see where it lands in our charts, right? So I do a live feed in that private Facebook group. The link will be below. Check that out. Now, so this full moon is about helping others, right? It's being heart-centered. It's putting love into the world, and it's about helping others. It's right opposite Aquarius, the humanitarian sign, right? The sun. And the sun is illuminating the moon. That's why it's so full. So we are going to, this full moon is definitely about how can we help? What can we do for society? Where can I use my courage? How can I use my courage? How can I improve or help or contribute to society? Right? Because this is all inclusive and it's heart-centered. It's love, putting love out there into the world. And that's what my Facebook group is about. We are a group of like-minded people, and it's loving, it's supportive, it's very positive, it's lovely. So ask to join. There's a couple of questions you have to ask. I do actually require that you have a profile photograph. I no longer accept people without profile photographs. And it's got to be a real account. I check out the profile, and if it doesn't look real, I won't accept. So, we're about authenticity, right? And that's what this full moon is about, authenticity. It's about being, it's about coming into oneness with everyone. So, when we do that live feed, we'll be looking at what we need to let go. Do we need to let go of friendships? Do we need to let go of relationships? Do we need to let go of jobs, of the apartments, of the areas that we live? What do we need as opposed to what do we want? And this is a question we need to ask ourselves throughout 2020, going forward. We need, Saturn is playing a huge role along with Pluto and Capricorn. We still have all these planets in Capricorn, and it is about frugality, right? It's about no waste. It's about seeing, using what we need and not consuming so much. Consumerism is down. We need to grow personally. We want to expand our awareness and our consciousness into the society at large. We want to focus on our similarities as opposed to our differences. And this is a beautiful full moon in which to connect with people and how we can help others. So, guys, I really appreciate all the likes, shares, comments, and subscriptions. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I love all the personal, all the comments, both personal and public, are just so inspiring and touching to me. And I need that encouragement just as much as the next person. So I thank you all for that. And another way to help me is through Patreon. This is another way to support my channel and help me grow, help me put out more creative content. You know, I think you can support me as little as $1 a month. It's not a lot for you, but it's huge for me. Imagine if everyone gave me $1. It would be amazing. You know, my equipment is slowly becoming archaic. I could really use some help to replace that. But listen, no pressure. I post things on Patreon that I don't post anywhere else, so it might be worth checking out. Thank you above all. Thank you all for joining me and helping me grow. Mwah. I love you all, and I'll see you next week.